Hi, Phyllis here from southernfrugal.com. Tonight, before I go to bed, I'm going to put a sirloin steak into marinade. Now, it's still a little bit frozen, and so I'm just not going to worry about that because I'm going to fix it tomorrow, probably about 12:30 on the grill. So, here's how I'm going to do this. Now, this is looking a little dark because it's still pretty solid frozen there. I'm going to start out and sprinkle in some of this. Now, this is mainly what we use on steak. I love the garlic, so I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of that in. We haven't had steak in a while, and it's kind of generously put some of that in. I'm going to put some onion powder and some more garlic powder. I'm going to put in my favorite barbecue sauce. I'm just going to put that on top of it. Now you could mix this up in a separate bowl, but I just think it's easier just not even to mess up another bowl. I'm just going to spread that out on top of it. Now this is a marinade, and tomorrow, after I finish soaking this, we'll end up boiling this a little sauce to go over the steak because I'm going to cut it after it's grilled. And we will be grilling it and hopefully have it about medium or medium rare. Now, I'm just putting 1 can of natural light beer right over the top of it. And the beer is warm too, so that'll help thaw it out. So I'm just going to pour that over it. And I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of vinegar right in with the beer. Alright, now I'm just going to mix that up. Get some of those spices up under it. And that 1 can of beer is enough to pretty well keep this down below the marinade. Alright, all I have to do now is cover it up, put it in the refrigerator until I'm ready to grill it tomorrow. Actually, I think I might let my husband do the grilling. We'll have it with baked potato salad and maybe some rolls. Alright, we'll be back tomorrow. Hi, we're back on the steak now. The steak marinated overnight, and really it was in the marinade for about 12 hours. And it is a sirloin steak. And so now I'm ready to take it out of the marinade, and I wanted to show you how I'm going to do this because I watched, I actually have subscribed to a website called Food Wishes, not a website, excuse me, a YouTube channel, and I just love the way that guy does steaks and really any kind of meat. He's a lot of fun to watch. He never really shows his face, but he talks all through the videos and always shows close-ups. So the first thing I'm going to do is drain off my marinade. Now, this is what I learned from Mr. Food Wishes. The same marinade that I marinated the steak in, I'm going to boil this down, and it's going to be a sauce over the steak later. Now, you don't have to worry about it, getting germs or whatever from the marinade because you're going to cook it for probably about 15 minutes. So I'm going to put that back on the burner, and I'm going to turn that burner on high and let it just boil away until it reduces down and maybe gets a little thicker. Now, as far as the steak goes, we had all the spices and everything on it, and what I want to do now is dry it off. So I'm going to use a bunch of paper towels and just get it as dry as I can possibly get it. Now, of course, when you marinate it, it's going to turn it, a different color. It's not going to look red anymore on the outside. So I'll put my paper towels actually down in the little bowl. does take a lot of paper towels because you want it good and dry. Now, I don't remember when I was making the video last night about marinating it, I think I might have said we were going to fix it on the grill, and that was what I was thinking. But today, the humidity is about 80%. It's 90-some degrees outside, and nothing in me wants to go out and turn the grill on. So, we're going to do it right here in the pan, which will work just as well. It really will. It will work just as well. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Got it pretty well dried off now. And I'm going to take about a tablespoon of brown sugar and just a touch of oil, just a very little touch. You know, like a little teaspoon maybe. I'm going to try to keep one hand clean here, and I'm going to rub that in right to the surface of this sirloin steak. And what that's going to do, that sugar is going to give it a real good little glaze on the outside of it, and the sugar will get brown pretty quick. So now I'm going to turn it over and just do the same thing on the next side. Put just a little bit of brown sugar on it, just a tad of oil, and then just rub it all around on all that lean part. Now, the burner is going to be on high, and so I'm going to cook this. It's a good inch thick, so I'm going to cook it for about 4 minutes on the highest heat imaginable on my little cooktop here, and then I'm going to flip it over and probably cook it 3 to 4 minutes on the next side. Now, I think it's always a good idea to just cut the fat off. And I know people say, well, that's where all the flavor is, and I admit that is where a lot of flavor is, but I just rather take it off. Because you've got fat, you know, running all through the meat, and that's going to have to be what gives it the good taste, at least on my steaks. So I'm going to cut those big chunks off, and by the way, when you marinate it, it's a lot easier to cut that fat off. And I'm going to have 2 pieces here, but that's okay. The way we're going to serve it is to slice it very thin with the some of that glaze on it after it gets boiled down. All right, there's another little chunk of that. All right, now on the sirloin, I don't know if you can see this or not. Let me see if I can move in closer. Closer. Yeah. See this right here? That's a little gristle that's going to be in the steak. And I can't tell for sure, but I think this is probably another one, this little vein right here. But the rest of this steak, and certainly this part of it, is going to be very tender. Now, when we marinated it, I put some vinegar in the marinade, and of course vinegar is going to work to tenderize the steak even more. And another good tenderizer that's really all natural would be pineapple and pineapple juice and lemon juice. So when I fix a London broil at home in the skillet or under the broiler in the oven, I fix it a similar way. I marinate it. So, all right. So we're waiting for our pan to get really hot. Now this marinade, see, it's boiled way up, and it's just going to reduce now and get a little thicker, and that's what we're going to put on the steak strips, really. Alright, so when the skillet gets hot, we'll be back. Okay, my pan is very hot now, and now's the time to sprinkle in the oil. Now, as soon as I get it in the pan, I'm going to put this little grease splatter screen over it, and then I'm going to put paper towels over that because some of the grease will even come through this little screen. Alright, here goes. Just want to coat the pan. And that grease almost needs to be smoking. It really does need to be that hot. Get it all around, make sure every part of it. All right, we're ready. That's going to sizzle a lot. All right, we're going to start timing it now. I'm going to cook it for exactly 4 minutes because it's 1 inch thick. So we'll be back. Okay, I think the steak is ready. It's cooked about 4 minutes on one side and it's cooked about 4 minutes on this current side. So I'm going to go ahead and take it up. See that nice brown? So you can see that. Great brown. Okay, we're going to let this rest for about 10 minutes while we get the rest of the meal ready. My baked potatoes are already done. The salad's already made. I'm going to just make some garlic toast. All right, we'll be back. Now I've put some tin foil over my little steak. Now you don't want to wrap it, you know, all the way up. Let it be able to air out, but I want it to just, you know, still stay hot. All right, I want to put a little plug in for the Gordon Ramsay cookware. Now, this pan, I use this all the time with the lid, cook in the oven, whatever. Now, see how it's all, the stuff's all cooked on it? Well, once the pan cools just a little bit more, I'll just add some water and a little bit of soap and let it soak maybe 15 minutes and all that comes right out. I love the Gordon Ramsay cookware. And on my website, I think I've got a link. If not, I'll put it beside the video on my website because you can get these on Amazon. All right, we'll be back. Okay, the steak has set for about 10 minutes, and now I'm going to slice it with my scissors. And I'm slicing it into strips so that then we can just, now see? That's probably medium. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me see if I can cut it with a knife. Now you could cut it in, of course, smaller strips. I think this knife might work. My really good knife's in the dishwasher, so yeah, this will work. I think we've got it medium. Can you see that? Oh, let's go the other way. There. Oh, too close. How about right there? How about I just do that? See? It's cooked about medium. Got a pink center there. It's not showing up on the camera, but anyway, that's what it is. I'm going to go ahead and get this sliced up, and I'm going to put it on the plates, and I'll show you what it looks like. We'll be back in just a minute. All right, we are ready to eat our lunch. We got baked potatoes, salad, a little garlic toast, and there's the glaze. And we'll put a little bit of that on. And I think you can see the way the steak is cooked a little better. That really is a medium sirloin, and these are just medium sirloin strips. Just put some of that gravy on, and we are ready to eat. All right, we will see you next time. Give you a full shot of that. There's the salad, the baked potato, and hopefully this is no more than 3 ounces of steak, and it's very lean steak. See you next time.